Hey everybody, welcome to Neil Talks. My name's Neil and it's time to talk Fringe. And just to pull back the curtain a little bit, guys, I'm recording this after my first 2 episodes have hit YouTube. So I'm beginning to see some feedback and I'm really encouraged because of a couple of reasons. First of all, I didn't realize that there was such a passionate fan base for this show. Some shows you're aware that there is a really enthusiastic following for a show that may have happened 10, 15, 20 years ago. I didn't know that existed for Fringe, and you guys are out there. You guys love this show. You guys give it massive accolades, and that's exciting because it was a show that was never really on my radar as something that was must watch. And secondly, the comment that I hear over and over again, which gets me really excited, is season one's the worst. And it's all relative, of course, but this puts me in mind of one of the other shows I'm reacting to, The Expanse. Everyone was telling me for that show, just get through season one and you'll love it. Except I loved season one of The Expanse. Season one of The Expanse was a lot of fun, but I get what you mean. Seasons 2 and 3 are insanely good. And I'm having a blast with season one of Fringe. It's entertaining. The characters are fascinating. I'm super curious about the world that we're slowly building here. There's obviously a lot of conspiracy and different groups with their own goals, and I want to learn more about all of that. And if this is the bad season that I have to get through for even better stuff in the future, then I'm super excited because I'm having a lot of fun with this already. So if it gets even better, come on. It's interesting that a lot of shows are like that. Season one is still just kind of sticking to network formula, world building, and the really crazy good stuff doesn't start happening until seasons 2 and 3. I keep going back to a couple of my all-time favorites. The X-Files, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, they were both like that. A couple of the shows that I've reacted to for the channel, very similar. The Leftovers, The Expanse. So if Fringe is like that, count me in. I am super psyched because, as I said, I'm having a lot of fun already. What can I expect from this episode? It's probably another weird occurrence of the week, which have been a lot of fun so far. But we're probably going to learn a little bit more about something else that's part of the main arc, whether it's the pattern or massive dynamic or the observer. I'm going to be keeping an eye out for him in every episode. I'm learning my lesson there. I'm catching him sometimes, but I'm definitely not catching him every time. So they're being subtle with him. I'm impressed. But yeah, give me a little bit more, maybe we learn a little bit more about Agent Scott and what he was up to before he died in the pilot. My point being, sign me up. Let's jump into it, guys. This is episode 9, and it's called The Dreamscape.
Did they start?
Yeah, Charlotte's been tap dancing for the last 20 minutes.
Damn it.
Wait, your tie.
Oh, thank you.
I like these cold opens. Characters we don't know. We have no idea what's about to happen.
Thank you for your patience.
It's quickly fading.
Right. So let's get started.
A rocky start, but I'll be letting the board know we're in good hands.
Thank you.
Okay. Successful. Huh? What's up with the butterfly? Did it just bite him?
Ow!
Jesus. Where's and
Little bastard.
butterflies don't do that. Is this a little nanobot? Is this corporate espionage? I have no idea what we're about to see. Okay, you got it. I'm surprised you didn't smush it more.
Ow!
Death by 1,000 cuts? Killed by is it just the one, or are there more than... Yeah, there's more than one. What the... Are they just nicks, or have they, like, poisoned him? Don't look down the grate for the things that just attacked you. Here come thousands of them? Jesus. Oh, television CGI. All right. Let's go Hans Gruber for a moment here. Always has to be square onto the roof of a car. Oh, that was Massive Dynamic. Oh. Bell Plaza, is that named after the founder of Massive Dynamic? Belly? So was the guy who said good work Bell? Did Massive Dynamic kill him?
I quit. But only just for the next couple of days, and I'm happy to rejoin the others after the weekend.
Runway 14. The plane will be waiting.
You don't get to quit. Aww. She doesn't get to go to her party.
Wounds this delicate, most unlikely.
So what do you think caused him?
Shame I don't have a lab I'd like to examine him.
You do have a lab, Walter. Your lab at Harvard.
Yes, I do.
Does he literally keep forgetting that he is a lab? He's still in her mind. Was Scott investigating Massive Dynamic? Is that going to trigger his memories in her mind?
He was one of our more promising analysts, in fact.
So why do you think he would jump to his death?
You sometimes see a small percentage who succumb to the stress of their responsibilities. You would find it exhilarating.
Are you trying to change the subject by offering me another job? As flattered as I am, I'm going to go wherever this investigation takes me.
I would expect nothing less.
And I would expect more from you than the polite appearance of cooperation.
Oh. What?
You find something?
Or she just...
No.
She read Monarch, and she suddenly saw them flapping.
As if they originated on the inside and pierced their way up through the body tissue.
They came from inside. So was she just hallucinating the butterflies?
To transfer the foreign compound to the victim's brain.
What foreign compound?
Oh, didn't I mention it? A synthetic in the blood, an ergoline derivative.
Peter, when he was 13, all he would eat was coffee yogurt. That was you.
He's right about the yogurt.
That was
As
me.
you haven't noticed, I can be quite obsessive.
Really?
You don't say.
I know you're back. I need to see you,
Who is this?
Peter.
I can't get away right now.
Does this have to do with the guy with the camera from episode... was it 4? It's written in an interesting way. Why on the diagonal like that? Yeah, the butterflies come up, obviously. Biggest migration of any butterfly, I believe. Rebooting. Did she hallucinate the moving butterflies? Like, is she hallucinating this too? What are we hearing? Like animals in cages or something. Yeah, what's in the boxes? Is she still dreaming? Or hallucinating, or... toads?
You know, I feel like I'm going clinically insane. I told you I saw him, standing right in front
The
of me.
address John's email sent her to
This
was
happened
it
again.
1213? Because her office number is 3233. 3233 minus 2020 is 1213. I don't know.
Maybe I could just take personal leave, just do nothing for a week or two, and maybe clear my head.
Think that'll help?
The guy who jumped out the window? Dr. Bishop thinks it's because of the frogs.
What? What's up with the frogs, and how do they relate to the butterflies? And was the butterfly that attacked the dude the same as the butterfly that we see in the commercial breaks? The coded. Who's this?
You're good, Tess.
You look older.
Older.
Tess.
Find you, then they can find you.
I know.
They'll hurt you.
Who's they?
You need to leave Boston and never come back, ever.
Is that what you want me to do?
How can you ask me that?
Tessa, look, it's coming.
Is this just the gambling debts, or is this way more sinister? Uh-oh.
Michael.
Things have changed.
Yeah, apparently.
Is he just in trouble with the mob? Or, like, just... What is it? It could be that, but in this story, it could be so much more.
This test subject is in a highly suggestible state.
This is old footage of Walter.
This archive footage.
Yeah.
A form of hypnosis.
Puppet
I
mastering
convinced him
him.
that he was in a meat locker. I told him that this ice cube was a burning coal.
So, Walter, what does this have to do with frogs?
Toads, actually. Bufo alvarus, a species which secretes a psychoactive compound.
Are they cane toads?
It directly affects the amygdala, which is the fear center of the brain.
So you're saying that Mark Young hallucinated being cut on his body and then his mind made it actually happen?
Yes, a very clever means of murder.
Oh,
what do you mean, murder?
Did he eat or drink anything in that opening scene? Did he just have like a glass of water?
You've been seeing him again. Because his memories are still in your head. Fragments, snapshots in your mind.
This is for people that missed that
Your
episode.
work on this case must be a trigger to some knowledge he had.
I mean, how long is this going to keep happening?
Could last for many years.
I need to get it.
How long is the show going to run?
There must be something you can do.
Perhaps. But
you'd have to put me back in the tank.
Oh, we're going back there.
The risk of physical, not to mention mental damage it might cause, could be catastrophic.
I need to do it.
I'd need to know the odds first. Alright. Back into the tank.
You must listen to my voice at all times.
Is he going to read her a story?
Yes.
Or is
that a Bible?
Yeah.
Focus on my voice, or you may risk being lost in the memories.
That's not what you want to hear. Oh, what?
What?
I just got an erection.
What?
I think I simply need to urinate.
That's good to know.
You get in the
Walter! Discretion, dude.
and look for signs.
Signs?
Signs.
I'll tell you when you get
Everywhere the signs.
Amen.
I think that's the same butterfly.
What do you see?
Nothing. Wait.
Yeah. Starting to resolve.
There's a door.
It's like the red door in Haunting a Hill House. I don't want to go through there.
I'm in a restaurant. And there we are. This is our first date.
Well, what did you give her this time?
Drugs I'd rather be taking myself.
I'm getting up. What should I do?
Fear not, this is just a memory. You're just visiting. They cannot see you.
Oh. Don't take your own spot.
John,
He cannot interact with you.
I loved you. I mean, did you ever have any feelings for me at all, or was it all just...
He had the engagement ring for her.
Mark Young killed himself yesterday.
Oh?
He sees me.
He definitely does not see you.
Who else does he see?
I'm in John's car.
You were in the back of his car.
There's 4 men. There's John, a black guy, one who looks Latino, and the 4th I can't see.
All right, I'm good.
Oh my God,
Oh.
it's Mark Young.
You hear anything?
John knew Mark Young.
All right.
I'm going after them.
Now you just do your part, and we'll take care of it. We do this one deal.
This one
it's
black
hasta
thing
luego.
floating in the surface of her tanks, super distracting, and I can't tell whether it's intentional or not.
If we get into another Ashley situation, we're screwed.
Okay. John killed for whatever he's involved in. Is that flower made up of dragonfly wings?
We need to figure out who he is and find him. There's just one more thing. We're gonna need Massive Dynamic to disclose every project that Mark Young was working on.
I'll see what I can do.
Oh, that background bothered me. They shouldn't have had them crossing at the same time Broyles was exiting. It looks like they're connected because of that timing. What is Peter up to? Who is this guy exactly?
If you touch her again, I'll kill you.
Okay, so he's just protecting Tess, but what more is there to this? I know they're trying to make Josh look like super tough, but he can't help but just sort of being cute.
From Nina Sharp. Mark Young's project.
What are the odds this is complete information? Monarch. Oh. That's DYN. That's Massive Dynamic, but... Oh, okay, that just made her think of...
Hello, I'm calling on behalf of your long-distance carrier.
I'm not interested. Take me off your list, okay?
Is that the Latino? Yep.
You recognize his voice?
It's him, Charlie, I swear.
I recognize his voice from the tank-induced hallucination I had. There's certain shots you can't fake. That's New York.
Wait, he stopped.
Wait, did we lose the signal?
There's no way he could have spotted us.
No.
Looks like he hit traffic.
Oh.
Charlie!
Oh.
I want to make a deal. I'll tell you everything I know. I want protection from Massive Dynamic. You need to move me from here right now. Massive Dynamic killed him.
Yeah, I believe that.
I think it's easy to invent a story that you think I want to hear.
Really? Did I invent ZFD?
Oh.
Flight 627,
Oh.
the Northwoods Group, John Scott.
Northwoods Group?
Pattern.
That's new, right?
Massive Dynamic is hell. And its founder, William Bell, is the devil, and I can prove all of it, but only if I get protection.
Oh, this guy's dead before the episode's over.
I know I can trust you.
You don't even know me.
John Scott told me about you.
They've moved her office.
No matter where my investigations take me, they always come back here.
What took you so long?
Yeah, he's about to die.
Your cooperation is an illusion. It never leads to something tangible.
Oh, he's seeing John. Yeah, he's being poisoned the same way. He's been drugged the same way. Is it just in the air?
Well, I understand that you've captured your suspect.
Once our witness talks, you lose all leverage in a plea.
I seriously doubt
he's
that
going to
the witness
talk.
will be able to provide any actionable evidence.
I won't say anything.
Oh, he's dead.
She got to him, and there'll be no evidence of that, just like you said.
Got him. Nina Sharp and Massive Dynamic have been nothing but cooperative with this investigation. I suggest you keep your unfounded accusations in check.
Yeah. Yeah, Broyles was working too closely with Nina. He's back to the Bible.
I need to go back in. There are too many questions.
Miss Dunham.
Please, Walter, we're wasting time.
It's dangerous.
I am prepared to take that risk.
He's not.
I'm rarely, if ever, opposed to such things, except now. Every time you go back in, the risk of permanent damage, death.
But if I don't go back in, others may die.
There can be no interaction with him. You can't just ask.
He did see me.
No. No. It is not possible.
Did he actually see her, or was he looking through her to someone else that he made eye contact with? Computer keeps turning on its own accord. How much of this is in her mind? Like, you have to assume that John was making her look at the butterflies. Like, Monarch meant something because... like, do these emails exist? Yeah. He did see you. But if this is just her subconscious, then she could be telling herself anything she wants. Ah. I dig this episode. This is a really interesting development. We can go back in the tank, but it's incredibly dangerous. Walter doesn't even want to do it. But in extreme circumstances, we may revisit it again because we can put Olivia directly into John Scott's memories, and yet they're more than his memories because if we trust those emails that seem to be coming from him but might be hallucinations or visions or something, however you want to call them, coming directly from Olivia's subconscious. But if they're real, if they are a communication from John, then it means they aren't just John's memories that she's going into, but it's John's active consciousness that she's going into, which is super interesting. John is living in her mind, not just his memories are stored in her mind. Difference, and that matters. But let's leave those questions aside for the moment. What was John actually up to? He and these other guys, including Mark Young, were stealing secrets from Massive Dynamic to profit from, it would appear. So yeah, they've decided Massive Dynamic is evil, but they aren't Robin Hooding it. They aren't trying to expose Massive Dynamic or shut them down. No, they're just trying to profit from it. They're trying to steal technologies and sell them to third parties. And Massive Dynamic somehow or other found out about it and killed both Mark Young and this Latino guy to quiet it up. And somehow or other they managed to drug them. You know, the first in a boardroom in the Massive Dynamic building, not impossible. I'm guessing it's aerosol delivered, like it would be because all the butterflies came up through the vent. That would make me think that's how it was delivered. But how would you do that in the hospital and not affect anybody else? You know, he was in an enclosed boardroom late at night. You can assume no one else is in the vicinity, but how do you do that in a relatively crowded hospital? I don't know. Nevertheless, this drug's powerful enough to make your mind slit your own throat. Kind of crazy. And it also makes you wonder why Young pictured butterflies doing it to him. Because it's supposed to be you're frightening yourself to death. So why would you be afraid of butterflies? Now those butterflies that were attacking him looked, and I mean I would have to compare, but it looked. You know, we get the coded images at the ad breaks in this show. It looked on first glance to be the same butterfly that appears in those, which is interesting because we've also seen, I forget which symbol it was. It might have been the toad with the theta on its back at the entrance to the Massive Dynamic lab back in the pilot when John Scott's body was being rolled in. So Massive Dynamic may use these symbols somehow. It might be Massive Dynamic's code that we're seeing at the ad breaks. That's interesting. I don't know what that means, but it's interesting. And I don't think it should be surprising that Massive Dynamic is covering things up, is manipulating the situation, is appearing to cooperate, but isn't. You know, I can only imagine that the files that Nina sent to Olivia are not complete, that there are many things that they are not sharing, and I think Olivia's charges to Nina at the end there are pretty accurate, that she is covering up for William Bell. Was William Bell in the boardroom? Was he the older gentleman that thanked Mark Young at the end of his presentation? I don't know. I don't believe we've met Bell yet, but that'll be something to look forward to. And then we opened up Peter's backstory a little bit. There's this woman, Tess, and Peter and she had a thing, but now she's with this other guy that's hunting. It would be valuable to know that Peter was back in town, and Peter beats him up to let him know that he's back in town. I think it feels like it's just like trouble with the mob, like he's got outstanding debts or he crossed them somehow. But it could be more convoluted, more secret conspiracy kind of stuff than just organized crime. Hard to say with this show. And how will that storyline tie in with Massive Dynamic and the Pattern? Like you feel like at some point, somewhere down the road, those storylines will cross and merge and even become the same story somehow. That it's all connected. These kinds of stories are often like that. It's all connected. I'm anticipating that down the road. I like Josh Jackson a lot as an actor, and I know that they're trying to make him tough, but he's just got such a friendly charisma about him that it's really hard to see past when they try and make him look tough after beating up a guy. Like, don't get me wrong, totally physically capable, obviously massively intelligent. Like, the character should be able to do this, but I'm just not sold on him being hard, if you know what I mean. I really, but that being said, it's absolutely the right casting, because what I really love is the interplay between Peter and Walter, that father-son dynamic, and Josh Jackson's a perfect foil for all of that. So I dig it. I feel like this history that we're hinting at is going to be a relatively minor part of his story. Maybe not, but I don't feel like that's going to be the main focus of his narrative. So I'll let it slide. And I'm excited for more. Like, we're right in the heart of season 1 here. It's definitely we're continuing with the weird thing of the week motif, but I love that every episode we're also hinting at all the understory, all the through plot, the connections between Massive Dynamic and the Pattern and whatever, and we're just learning more. They mentioned a new thing in all of that. It was when Olivia was talking to this Latino guy. I think, yeah, he was already in hospital at the time, and he mentioned the Northwoods group. I don't think we've heard that yet, but when he was mentioning ZFT and the flight and the Pattern, and he was acting like it was all connected. But the one thing I think was new information: the Northwoods group. Maybe I've missed that. Maybe I'll come across it on a rewatch, but I'll have my ear peeled for that from now on. And I didn't see the Observer in this one, which isn't to say he wasn't in it. They're very good at keeping him in for like 3 frames, and that's it. And sometimes it's in the foreground, sometimes it's in the background. I wasn't actively looking for him because I was engrossed in the story almost immediately, but I'll have to make a point of keeping an eye out for him. Was he there at the crime scene around the car in Act 1? Or was he in the hospital towards the end? How weird would it be if he popped up in like one of John Scott's memories? Tank memories. Anyway, lots to think about from this episode. I'm having so much fun. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. Thank you guys so much for being very conscious of being spoiler free. I know it's a big ask to be quiet about what exciting stuff is coming down the pipe, but I'm really enjoying the experience of watching this like I'm watching it with the world first time, where nobody knows what's happening next. So yeah, I thank you guys so much for honoring that, and I'm excited for next week. So until then, everybody, take care, stay healthy. We'll see you soon. Cheers.